Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of GitOps Pipeline mini series. This is going to be a complete hands-on session where we will be building a core infrastructure for our pipeline. So we'll configure all the necessary credentials in AWS first, then we'll create and sync our first Git-backed project, and finally set up the netbox as dynamic inventory source. If this sounds interesting, let's jump right in. Alright, in the last video we successfully brought up the AWS instance on virtual machine, fully loaded with a custom execution environment. Then we also spun up the netbox service using Docker. And both these services are running and accessible through the web UI. On top of that, we added a couple of virtual devices act as an automation target and even created a custom credential type in AWS for Netbox. I hope you are following along so far. If any of this is new for you, I highly recommend pausing here and watching the part 1 before we continue. Alright, let's start setting up the credential AWS need to communicate with our devices and other services. First, we need a credential for logging to our network devices. So in AWS, navigate to Credentials under the Resources tab and click on Add. Give it a descriptive name like Network SSH Credential. For credential type, choose Machine. Enter the username and the password that you use to log into the EVE-NG virtual routers. If you are using private key for authentication, you can add it here as well. Click Save. That is our first one. Next, let's set up the authentication for Netbox. Remember the custom credential type we created in the last video. We are about to use it. Click Add to create another credential. Let's name this one as Netbox token. Under the credential type, select our custom Netbox token. As you can see, it is now prompting for Netbox URL and the API token. Hop over to Netbox UI and copy the URL. Make sure to include the port number. For the token, you can generate a new one from your Netbox using your profile page. I already have one ready from the previous video. Paste in the details and hit save. Finally, we need a credential to talk to GitHub. For this, we'll use Personal Access Token PAT. Back in the credential section, click Add. This time, the credential type, choose Source Control. If you're not familiar generating a token, just head over to GitHub profile, go to Settings, Developer Settings, Personal Access Token. Generate a new token, give it a name, and set the expiry time. Grant the necessary repo access rights. Once generated, copy the token, come back to your AWS page, enter your GitHub username, and paste the token you just created. With that, all the credential we need for this project is now securely stored in AWS. Now comes to the exciting part, creating our first project. This is where we link AWS to our GitHub repository. So before we continue, you can create a GitHub repo where you can keep all your playbooks. So create a repo first, then follow these steps. So let's navigate to the projects and click Add. We'll call our project as Network Automation Playbook. Now the most important part, the execution environment. Be sure to select the custom execution environment we built earlier. This is critical because it containing all the Ansible collection and Python packages need to interact with Netbox. If you skip this, you're likely to run into some errors. For the source control type, choose Git. Next, we need the repository URL. So let's go back to the repo into the GitHub page. Click on the code button and copy the HTTPS URL. Paste this link to the source control URL field. For the source control credentials, select GitHub Personal Access Token we just created. Under the options, select Clean and hit Save. The moment you save, AWS instantly kick off the sync job. This is the moment GitOps truly comes alive. AWS now pulling your repository, cloning it internally, and reading all your playbooks and inventory files. You can click on the job output to see the progress. Once the job status turned green, our sync is successful. If you go to the project dashboard, you will see Network Automation Playbook project listed with a successful status. If you encounter any error, you always go to the jobs view, find the failed jobs, check the output, and figure out what went wrong. Great, our Git project integrated with AWS. It's time to bring Netbox into the picture and use it as dynamic inventory source of truth. First, go to the Inventories tab and click Add Inventory. Let's give it a name, Netbox Dynamic Inventory, and click Save. Now select the Sources tab within the new inventory and click Add Sources. So this is going to be Netbox source, and from the source drop-down, choose source from the project. For the credential, select Netbox token we configured earlier. Next, choose Network Automation Playbook project we just synced with GitHub. Now we need to create a configuration file to let AWS know how to query the Netbox data. So let's create this one on our GitHub repository. So go to the project folder, then create a folder called Inventory. In my case, I already have the directory folder in place. We have a host file in it which we have used in our previous video. For this demo, now we need to set up a plugin file for Netbox. So let's see how to do it. First create a YAML file. Let's call it as netbox_inv.yml. And here is the content what we need. So this is an important one to understand. So let me break it down and explain this. First, plugin. This tells Ansible to use Netbox inventory plugin. Validate_cert. We'll set this as false for our lab environment to skip the SSL verification. Group by. These are fantastic features which automatically create Ansible groups based on the device roles, platform, or whatever you define in the Netbox. Then compose. This creates Ansible variable from the Netbox data. So we are mapping Ansible_network_OS to the device platform, Ansible_host for its primary IP address. Notice we don't put Netbox URL or token in this file because the plugin is smart enough to automatically read the Netbox API and the token environment variables that are available on the custom Netbox credential we provides. Now finally, commit the changes on the Git repository. Then back to AWS, we need to sync our project again to pull this new inventory file. So go to the project, select the network automation playbook and click sync. Once that is complete, let's return to our inventory source configuration. For the inventory file, you can just select the inventory folder from the project. Don't forget this in the top right, make sure that you select the custom execution environment. The default AWS environment doesn't have the Netbox collection installed. Then save the configuration and source will automatically sync it. If it goes well, it will be successful almost instantly. Alright, let's navigate to the inventories, select the Netbox dynamic inventory and click on groups. So we have two groups here, FortiGates and the routers. And if you click on the routers group, it reveals all associated variables. Under the host tab, you will find every device belong to that specific group. And to see the individual inventory details like Ansible_host IP for a particular host, simply click on that specific host. But there is a catch here. If you recall our Netbox configuration, our group are supposed to be dynamically generated based on device roles, platform, and site defined on Netbox. Instead, we are seeing more of a static here. So what happened? When we provided a full folder path in AWS, it pulled a static host file that I stored in the GitHub repository along with the Netbox file. So AWS prioritized that static file over the dynamic script. To resolve this, I have temporarily moved the static host file to the different directory. Now the inventory directory containing only the Netbox configuration file. Alright, now let's do the resync. First, we'll do the project sync. It will pull the latest report to AWS. So once that is done, next we'll go to the inventory. Make sure that it points to the inventory folder, which has only the plugin files now. So let's save it and resync the inventory. So in the backend, AWS2 API calls to pull the latest inventory from Netbox. And here you can see it is making API to different endpoints using the inventory file we created. And eventually it returned 3 groups and 3 hosts. So let's take a look on that one. And if you see any error while running this demo, you can always go back and check the logs in the command line using kubectl. So whenever AWS start any new job, there will be an automation pod triggered in the backend. And we can have a look for the detailed logs by running this command. So this is going to be helpful. I'll share the complete command set and how to check this one in the comment section. Now let's come back to the inventory. And there we go. We now see a dynamic groups with based on the device roles, platform and site, pulled directly from Netbox. Under the host tab, our 3 virtual routers now appear exactly they should. So now we have fully functioning dynamic inventory synced via Git. In the next video, we'll tie everything together to run the end-to-end automation workflow. And I'm going to show you some advanced Netbox features that is going to be very useful for the GitOps pipeline. So stay tuned for this one and try this setup yourself and let me know in the comments how it goes. Again, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.